Have you ever noticed how some things in your home just take up space, but you can't seem to let them go? As the years go by, it's easy for clutter to build up. Old furniture, stacks of papers, sentimental items tucked away in corners. But here's the truth. Before you turn 70, there are certain household items you must declutter. And doing so isn't just about making space. It's about creating a home that feels lighter, easier to manage, and more in tune with the life you want to live. In this video, we're diving into 6 specific household items that are weighing you down more than you realize. Whether it's things you've held onto out of habit, outdated belongings that no longer serve you, or objects that quietly add stress to your daily routine. You'll discover why letting go of them can bring you unexpected relief. And more importantly, you'll learn how decluttering these items isn't about loss, it's about freedom. Now let's get started. If you find this helpful, please subscribe to Timeless Wisdom Path and turn on the bell so you won't miss upcoming videos that help make life simpler and more joyful as you age. Number 1. Worn out and unused furniture. One of the quietest but most powerful forms of clutter in any home is old, worn-out furniture that no longer adds comfort or joy. Over the years, it's easy to accumulate chairs, tables, or cabinets that once had meaning or use, but now just sit in corners, collecting dust. These pieces often carry memories. The recliner that once held long evening talks, the dining table where family gathered years ago. But when they stop serving their purpose, they silently become obstacles rather than comforts. They take up space, make movement difficult, and even increase the risk of tripping or bumping into things. As we grow older, a cluttered home filled with unnecessary furniture can slowly make daily life harder. Take a look around your rooms. That heavy armchair no one sits in, the side table it's always in the way, or the dresser with drawers that stick every time you try to open them. They might not seem like much, but they subtly drain your energy and patience. Holding onto furniture out of sentiment or habit often feels like a small thing, but it actually ties you to the past in ways that keep your home from feeling peaceful and free. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting the memories. It means keeping what truly serves you today. Think of Frank, a 74-year-old who once believed his many furniture pieces made his house feel full. Over time, he realized they only made cleaning harder, moving slower, and living less enjoyable. When he finally decided to remove what wasn't needed, starting with just one room, he found a surprising sense of relief. His home felt lighter, airier, and more welcoming. That's the beauty of simplicity. It allows a home to breathe again, and in turn, lets you breathe easier too. Every item you release opens up space, not just in your house, but in your mind. It invites ease, comfort, and calm, and you don't need a house full of things to make it feel like home. You only need what helps you live smoothly and peacefully. If you haven't used a piece of furniture in years, or if it adds more frustration than comfort, it might be time to thank it for its service and let it go. Because the goal isn't to have more, it's to live better, move freely, and enjoy every corner of the space you call home. Number 2, clothes you never wear. Closets have a quiet way of holding on to the past. The dress you wore years ago for a special event, the suit that no longer fits but reminds you of your younger days, or the pile of shirts that sit neatly folded yet untouched for use. Over time, these forgotten clothes build up until your wardrobe becomes more about memory than daily living. It's easy to tell ourselves that one day we'll wear them again, or that they're too good to give away. But the truth is, most of these pieces simply take up space and quietly weigh us down. Before you turn 70, take a closer look at what's hanging in your closet and ask yourself an honest question. Do these clothes serve the life I live now, or are they just reminders of who I used to be? Clothing should bring ease and confidence, not guilt or frustration. Think of Linda, a 72-year-old woman who loved fashion and had a closet bursting with outfits from every decade of her life. She rarely wore most of them, but found it hard to part with pieces that carried memories. One day, she decided to sort everything into 3 piles: what she loved and used, what no longer fit or felt right, and what she was keeping just in case. That last pile was the hardest to face. But as she slowly let go of things she hadn't worn in years, she felt something unexpected: lightness. Her mornings became simpler. Getting dressed no longer felt like a battle, but a quiet joy. She realized that her clothes should reflect her present self, not a person she once was. When you clear away the excess, you make space for comfort, clarity, and peace. You start to see your wardrobe not as a collection of things, but as a reflection of your current life. Simpler, wiser, and truer to who you are today. And the beauty of letting go is that those clothes can find new life elsewhere. Someone else may need them, wear them, and feel joy from what once belonged to you. So, take a deep breath, open your closet, and begin the gentle process of release. Keep what fits your life now, and let go of the rest with gratitude. Because at this stage in life, you deserve ease, not clutter. Your wardrobe should serve you, not weigh you down. And every item you release is a small step toward a lighter, more peaceful way of living. Number 3. Expired medications and old toiletries. Among the most easily forgotten but most important forms of clutter are expired medications and old toiletries, quietly tucked away in bathroom cabinets and drawers. Over the years, they pile up. Bottles of pain relievers long past their date, half-used prescriptions saved just in case, and skin creams or lotions bought with good intentions but never truly used. These small items seem harmless, but together they take up valuable space and can even pose health risks. Expired medicine may lose its effectiveness or become unsafe, and outdated creams or cosmetics can irritate the skin. Yet many people hesitate to throw them away, thinking they might need them someday. But that someday rarely comes. Take Robert, a 75-year-old who prided himself on being organized. Yet one afternoon, while searching for a simple bandage, he discovered that his medicine cabinet was filled with years of unused and expired items, bottles, boxes, and tubes he didn't even remember keeping. When he finally decided to go through everything, reading the labels and checking the dates, he was shocked at how much is outdated. What followed wasn't just a cleanup, it was a sense of relief. With each expired item he discarded, the cabinet looked clearer and his mind felt lighter. What remained was simple, only what he truly needed and used. That's the heart of decluttering, making your surroundings safe, peaceful, and easy to manage. The same goes for old toiletries. That perfume you stopped using long ago, the sunscreen from years past, the dried up lipstick, they don't belong in your present life. They served their purpose once, but now they only occupy space that could be used for what truly benefits you. And here's the beauty. When you let go of what's expired, you create room for freshness, for clarity, and for better self-care. It's a gentle act of kindness toward yourself. It says, I care enough about my well-being to keep only what serves me today. So take a few minutes this week to open your drawers and cabinets. Check those bottles, read those labels, and let go of what's no longer safe or needed. Dispose of medications properly, donate what's unopened and usable, and keep your essentials neatly organized. It's not just about tidying up. It's about protecting your health, reducing stress, and creating a calm, clean space that reflects care and mindfulness. Because when your surroundings are simple and safe, your days naturally feel lighter, clearer, and more peaceful. Number 4. Old papers, documents, and unused mail. One of the sneakiest forms of clutter that builds up over the years is paper. Old bills, bank statements, letters, receipts, instruction manuals, and piles of unopened mail that seem too small to matter at first, but eventually become mountains of stress. Paper clutter grows silently, resting on countertops, filling drawers, and stacking up in boxes you promise to sort through later. But later often turns into years, and before you know it, you're surrounded by papers that no longer serve any purpose. The truth is, Most of what we keep isn't needed anymore. Those decades-old receipts, outdated warranties, or manuals for appliances you no longer own only make it harder to find the few important documents that truly matter. Things like medical papers, insurance forms, or tax records. And this constant background clutter doesn't just take physical space, it weighs on the mind too. It creates the quiet stress of knowing you have too much to deal with, even if you can't see it all at once. Take Barbara, for instance. At 73, she had an entire filing cabinet filled with papers dating back to the 1980s, everything from electric bills to expired policies. Whenever she needed something important, she felt overwhelmed just looking at the piles. One day, she finally decided to face it. She made 3 simple piles: what to keep, what to shred, and what to recycle. As she went through each document, the weight began to lift, not just from her desk, but from her heart. By the time she finished, her drawers were light, her desk was clear, and her mind was calm. She realized that letting go of old papers wasn't losing anything. It was gaining peace and order. That's the beauty of simplifying. In today's world, you can scan and save digital copies of most documents, keeping your essentials neatly stored and easy to find without the chaos of paper checks. The same goes for mail. That unopened envelope sitting on the counter is a small reminder of an unfinished task. Start by opening it. Toss what you don't need, file what matters, and stop the cycle before it grows again. You'll be amazed at how freeing it feels to look at a clean, uncluttered surface with no piles waiting for your attention. Decluttering paper is about more than organization. It's about taking control of your space and your peace of mind. Because when everything around you feels in order, life feels a little easier, lighter, and calmer. And that's a gift worth giving yourself at any age. Number 5, kitchen items you never use. The kitchen is often called the heart of the home, but over time, it can quietly become one of the most cluttered spaces we live in. We collect so many things: extra pots, old pans, duplicate utensils, coffee mugs from every occasion, and gadgets that once seemed useful, but now sit untouched in the back of a cupboard. Each item carries a memory or a maybe someday promise. Maybe someday you'll bake that perfect cake. Maybe someday you'll use that juicer again. Or maybe someday that fancy dish set will come out for guests. But if months or even years have passed and those items haven't been touched, they're not adding value anymore. They're stealing space and peace. Think about how freeing it would feel to open a drawer and see only what you truly use and love. For example, an elderly couple named Raymond and Helen once realized their kitchen had become a museum of unused things. Trays from the 70s, old jars they meant to refill, and gadgets long forgotten. When Helen finally decided to clear things out, she didn't rush. She held each item and asked, "Do we really use this?" It turned into a trip down memory lane. Some items brought warm smiles. Others reminded them of seasons long gone. But what surprised them most was the sense of lightness they felt as they filled donation boxes. The shelves began to breathe again, and cooking became easier, simpler, even joyful. The kitchen turned from a crowded space into a comforting one, full only of things that serve them now, not reminders of what once was. The lesson here is simple. Keeping your kitchen functional and uncluttered isn't about losing memories. It's about creating room for life as it is today. Give yourself permission to let go of chipped mugs, duplicate spatulas, or that blender that hasn't worked in years. Donate what's still good so someone else can use it, and discard what's broken without guilt. When you free your space from what no longer serves you, you make room for warmth, creativity, and calm. The true ingredients of a happy home. Number 6, sentimental items that no longer serve you. Sentimental items are often the hardest things to let go of because they carry pieces of our hearts. Gifts from loved ones, old letters, faded photos, souvenirs from trips, or trinkets passed down through generations. These objects remind us of moments we cherish, people we miss, and times that shaped who we are. But as the years pass, our homes can quietly fill with memories that weigh more than they warm. Holding on to everything can blur the beauty of what truly matters. A shelf overflowing with keepsakes can become a quiet burden instead of a comfort, making it harder to live peacefully in the present. It's not about forgetting or disrespecting the past. It's about choosing which memories you want to see every day and which can live safely in your heart instead. For example, imagine an elderly woman named Margaret, who once had boxes filled with her children's drawing, birthday cards, and souvenirs from decades of travel. Each time she opened a box, she felt both love and heaviness. Love for the memories, heaviness for the clutter that had begun to crowd her small living room. One afternoon, she decided to keep only what made her heart smile instantly. The rest she photographed before letting go. She donated the souvenirs, recycled the old papers, and kept just one small box, filled with photos and a few precious notes. Suddenly, her home felt lighter, her spirit calmer, and her connection to the past deeper, not smaller. The truth is, when we let go of sentimental clutter, we don't lose the people or moments tied to them. We simply make space for new memories to bloom. Every item we choose to release becomes an act of gratitude, thanking it for its place in our story before setting it free. So, take your time, be gentle with yourself, and remember that memories live within you, not in the things you keep. The fewer items you cling to, the more clearly you can feel the love and meaning behind them, unburdened by excess. As you look back through each part of this journey, from clearing away worn-out furniture to parting with clothes that no longer reflect who you are, from organizing old papers to releasing sentimental treasures, you begin to see that this is not just about tidying your surroundings. It is about rediscovering yourself in the quiet spaces left behind. Every object carries a whisper of the past, a memory of days when it served a purpose, when it had a place in your life. Yet with time, the meaning of things changes, and what once brought comfort may now bring weight. Decluttering becomes a spiritual act, a conversation with your own heart about what truly matters in this season of wisdom. Perhaps as you walk through your home, you notice how certain corners feel heavy, how some rooms seem to breathe slower under the weight of old belongings. There is no shame in this, only gentle understanding that life moves forward and we must move with it. Letting go is not about forgetting. It's about making space for peace. Imagine walking into a room where every item left behind has purpose and meaning, where each surface is clear enough for new light to enter. The air feels different there, lighter, kinder, filled with quiet gratitude. This is what renewal feels like, when you give yourself permission to create it. Perhaps the question to ask now is not what should I throw away, but what deserves to stay and support who I am today. Because your home should evolve just as you have. Your needs are not the same as they were 30 or 40 years ago. Your pace has changed, your priorities have softened, and your appreciation for simplicity has deepened. Every drawer you organize, and every shelf you clear, is an act of self-care, a message to your future self that you value ease, safety, and serenity. It's not only about physical space, the emotional breathing room. The sense that life feels less cluttered both inside and out. Sometimes we hold on to things because they remind us of people, of moments that shaped us. But the truth is, those memories live within us, not in the objects. By releasing what no longer serves us, we honor those memories without being bound by them. What if decluttering became a practice of gratitude rather than loss? A way of saying thank you to each item for the role it played, then allowing it to move on. What if every act of letting go reminded you that life is still unfolding, that beauty exists not only in keeping, but in releasing? As you walk through your home, let curiosity lead you. Ask gentle questions. Does this bring me comfort? Does it make my days easier or heavier? Does this reflect the person I am becoming? And when you pause at something difficult to release, Close your eyes and ask yourself, am I holding on to this because it gives me peace, or because I am afraid of what I'll feel without it? That moment of truth, quiet and tender, is where real renewal begins. Imagine your home as a mirror of your inner world. When it is open, clear, and uncluttered, your mind follows. When your shelves and tables breathe freely, so does your heart. What you are truly creating is not an emptier home, but a wiser one. One that tells your story without overwhelming it. So, as you stand in this season of reflection, take your time, be kind to yourself, and trust that every small release is a step toward living more fully in the present. Peace, after all, is not found in holding tightly to what once was, but in embracing what still can be. So, dear friend, as you look around your space, ask one final question. What does my home say about the life I wish to live now, in this beautiful, unfolding chapter of wisdom?